Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of our last week in SOLI show. Today we talk about all the news of our constituents of our Solana Ecosystem Index. It is Tuesday, it is blazing hot here in Taiwan, but I'm glad to be here with everyone and everyone who's listening and watching, because it's always good to take a step back, relax, listen for 20 to 30 minutes, see what's going on in Solana, especially with regards to everyone that's in the Solana Ecosystem Index. So there's so much to talk about today that we're just going to get straight on into it, right? There is a lot of Twitter news, as you can see by today, and there's, as usual, compared to Pico, compared to like EVM stuff, this stuff does not tend to get picked up a lot by mainstream media, which is why we're using a lot of Twitter today. But that's neither here nor there. All right, before we get started, let's look at the price action of our SOLI index. And as you guys can see, right, like going back a week on the 19th of April, SOLI was at $5.81, and then it's gone up to $6, went to $6.15 on the 20th. We peaked at $6.16, and then since then it's been going all the way down. And then we bottom out on the 25th, which is yesterday, $5.37. I think anyone who's been watching the crypto markets, you would have seen when I went to bed at Taiwanese time, it was about 12 a.m. or so, and then Ethereum was about $2,700. Bitcoin was at like 37,900. So that's why you're seeing that price on the chart at the moment. But then things have come back. I think Bitcoin's sitting at 40k, Ethereum's back up to 3,800. I think, yes. So what's going on with SOLI? Market caps at $751,590. Our constituents are still pretty much the same, right? Marinade, Stake Solana, the largest constituent. Raydium, 31.15%. Serum, 28.38%. UXP governance token has gone up to 2.6%, right? Solend, Tulip, and Fabric. There is our rebalance, right, which happened on the 4th of April. So we should be coming back on a new rebalance coming up in about, that should be next week sometime, right? Our May rebalance. Okay, and let's get started. So today's news is not in order because, of course, the way these things are in our index tokens, they change the weighting. Let's have a look at Marinade first, because Marinade, though, usually ends up being number one, just like a Raptomatic for our Pico token. So Marinade doesn't have a lot going on, but I do want to remind people, we did interview the head of partnerships at Marinade, Torab. If you haven't, go ahead, listen to that episode. If you're interested to see where Marinade is going, he drops a few NFT tidbits, which sort of will give you an indication of where Marinade is going in the future. Basically, just more adoption, more places for you to use Marinade as well. And that's a hint of things that are coming in the future. Now, we're looking at the Twitter as well, because just to see what's going on. So it says, so nice for Marinade Finance to buy my coffee today. It is Monday. That means the only thing, the coffee is needed even more. Every day, one Marinator is chosen and receives coffee funding. Go see Chef. Tell him Frisky sent you. Very cool. Frisky Dingo, another one of those cool Marinade arts. They mentioned some pools at the moment, right? With Orca, I guess. Marinade, Stake Solana, USDT, MSOL, WUST. So that would be wrapped Terra US dollars, right? Terra is the stablecoin. Marinade USDC, right? Is all pretty decent, 103%. And then they have the big one, right, with Orca, where you get Orca rewards and you get Marinade rewards. So 129% APR, which is impressive. And this is the MDAO stuff that we're going to talk about today, right? So it says governors. There's a new proposal in the Marinade forum involving how the DAO will compensate MSOL holders for the unstaking incident that occurred during Epoch 284. So this was an incident that happened. Basically, stuff got unstaked. People lost some money. So they're trying to figure out, like, how do you compensate people? So they had a vote, but there was no quorum. So it was just like 27 voters, but it looks like everyone's leaning towards cut the fees to 0% for 3 months. So these is Marinade fees until 2,646 SOL are earned, and redirect them to the SOL stake pool to increase the MSOL price. So I guess most people voted for that, and of course increasing the price of something is beneficial to everyone. Then the other option is cut the fee to 0% for 3 months until 2,646 SOL are earned to build a grant treasury to be distributed to the community builders. And the last option, the least voted for option, cut the fees to 0% for 3 months or until 2,646 SOL are earned to build an insurance for eventual similar events in the future. I have some MSOL, and I think insurance is a good idea because stuff happens in crypto. If you've been in the moon, if you've been around on the web, I mean, in the last few months, Axie got hacked. If they didn't have VCs stepping up to the plate, they'd be out of money. So I think moving into 2022, 2023, insurance is going to have to be something that companies think about because, look, it's like we've talked about on this podcast, on the YouTube videos before numerous times, is that hacks are going to happen. Crypto is such a new space that it's impossible to prevent anything like that. And so that's Marinade stake Solana. Let's move on to Raydium. So it says deposits for Hawksight IDO on Acceleraytor are now open. If you've listened to the last 3 episodes of Last Week in SOLI, Raydium has a very big and I would say pretty popular Solana IDO platform, Acceleraytor. So we've talked about how you enter. Basically, it's not a guaranteed system. There are lottery tickets. And the coolest thing you guys would know is that I like talking about new projects. So let's have a look at what is Hawksight. So it says Hawksight is a DeFi super app for everyone on Solana and Terra, right? So simply deposit USDC to automate DeFi strategies and earn profit optimized yield on Solana and Terra, or make smart investment decisions using our super app's AI-driven trading signals, social signals, DeFi NFTs, and GameFi utilities. So they have some examples here. Sun and Moon Index, that must be a Pokemon sort of hint. Yield Farm 33% DeFi Index. I think these are examples, right? Because they have not launched them soon. One click DeFi investments. Let's have a look here and see here. So maybe these are launched. Okay. Get early access, join. So you have to join Discord in order to get them, that's interesting, right? They have 1.86 billion. So I don't know how reliable these figures are. I have not joined their Discord, but this is not the first time. I think we have talked about this company at Moon. So they're launching on Raydium and Ray Accelerator. Something interesting. Looks like different products and very simple. And you guys know I'm a big fan of simple stuff that allow you to earn money. I was looking at something on Polygon that has a similar idea where you put your Matic in and you have 3 Matic strategies and you can sort of do Matic differently. They have the same thing for Avalanche, same thing for a few different platforms. And I like that idea. There's no staking and LPing. It's just very easy. Deposit, move your money around, try out a strategy. If you like the strategy, great. If you don't like the strategy, and I guess this is what Hawksight is doing, right? It's making things easier for people, which is wonderful. This is their roadmap. So it says Q1 2022. I think I might have forgotten to check this. So we're in Q2 anyway. It says expand Hawksight hotline in key countries to onboard first-time DeFi users. Expand cross-chain support. So they're only on Solana and Terra. I would imagine, yeah, they probably want to go to Avalanche, probably want to go to ETH and Polygon, integrate with more DEXs and SEXs, catalyze growth through DeFi and NFT partnerships with the Solana and Terra ecosystem, progressive decentralization of AI engine and on-chain trading signals. Very cool. Backed by Solana Ventures and Terra Labs. So that's very cool. Trading signals, social signals. I like it. Let's have a look here. Social signals. Oh, okay. Very interesting. Now let's talk about Serum for a moment. We've done this before. They have their last week in Serum thread that I'm a big fan. So it's not really a long thread. So we talked about this before, right? Serum servers sold out. And I did not get a Serum server, of course, because generally speaking, when you're new to an ecosystem, if you're not in the know, and there's a cool NFT drop happening, like I said here, public mint sold out in 15 minutes with over $470,000 in volume. I didn't get a chance, but hopefully some of you guys who listen to the podcast, you took advantage of this and you got yourself some Serum servers. And then the second part of the thread is the Solana FND and Project Serum and Pith Network Bahamas Hacker House is 2 days away. And we're going to talk about that just now. We're excited to meet all the amazing members of the Solana community attending. Our newest protocol, UXD, is going to be there as well. And this looks cool, right? FTX Digital Markets, Salt Crypto Bahamas. That is pretty fun. A beautiful time of the year to be there. Nice weather. All right, this is trading and investment. Atrix protocol, we've talked about them before. Our friends at Atrix have recently announced the Atrix Launchpad. So another launchpad on Solana. At Moon, right, we launched SOLI with Starlaunch, who are wonderful partners. So there's Ray Accelerator, it's Atrix as well. So if you are working on a project in Solana and you're looking for a launchpad, you have lots of choices. The Atrix Launchpad will enable projects to raise funds with an IDO, build a strong liquidity, and grow their community, all while benefiting the ecosystem. Our trading and investment Katana HQ, we've talked about this as well. The team at Katana has recently announced their integration with Squads protocol, allowing users to turn their treasuries into yield generating assets. Treasuries, right? Lots of places have them. I think probably the most famous would be Olympus DAO or Wonderland Time. Quite a few DAOs have their own treasuries because I wanted to show you guys the Squads protocol website. And the only way to do that is to connect a wallet. And I don't have any wallet to connect anywhere, any wallet that's relevant to Squads protocol. So I like this idea because typically, right, when you have a treasury, it's just stuff there. You're supposed to show people that say, hey, we have USDC, we have Solana, we have Serum, we have Raydium, we have some other projects. This is our $50 million. But typically, that $50 million is not staked, it's not earning any yield. So if Squads protocol can allow people who have treasuries to earn money, that's pretty impressive, right? That's great, right? You get to have the security of having a treasury and you get to earn yield on that treasury, which is awesome. All right, let's keep looking. So it says gaming, Aurori project. Aurori has recently announced the launch of Expeditions V1. You can now send your Aurorians on expeditions to collect in-game items and Ori, which is the currency there. So they have a little video here and it shows like cartoony based people and expeditions, and I guess it is, and it shows the time. That's cool. This is very much in the same vein as a lot of crypto gaming at the moment, with the exception of Aave, Gotcha, and Pico, where you can actually play a game. Like you guys know, I'm a big fan of Sunflower Land, and probably like 10 minutes of gaming a day, that's it. And it's very much click and play stuff, and we've talked about DeFi Kings as well. So I'm really looking forward to the time where crypto gaming can actually be playing games. So that's cool. All right, dashboards, Step Finance. The Step Finance team is hard at work, bringing on new team members, increasing coverage, and collaborating with many other ecosystem projects. All right, the team at Phantom has recently rolled out their wallet for Android users. You're going to access the wallet. Okay, very cool. And there's a bunch of these, and I think we don't have a lot of time, so let's keep going. So this is Squads protocol, collaboration infrastructure for Web3 native teams, multi-sig and beyond. So this is the website squad.so, but you need to have a linked Squads wallet to be able to use it. It says 2,000 squads created, so that's cool. So lots of people using them. Treasury managed in 2022, prudence over Ponzi's. Excited about the work we are doing, Castle Finance, developing risk-conscious DeFi products. So DAOs builders can spend less time worrying about the capital and more time creating the future. Nice. That is a very nice soundbite. All right, next thing we're going to talk about is Tulip. Now, one of the things I want to announce, and I was just talking to 𝐶𝑒nx, right, one of the founders of Tulip Protocol. He is going to be on the podcast next week. So it will be the 5th of May. I'll be recording in the morning Taiwanese time. So I should have the episode up Thursday night or the latest Friday Taiwanese time. If you have any questions about Tulip, or you want to ask me anything, please come to Discord, Telegram, tweet at 𝕋𝕠𝕕𝕖, and let me know, and I'd love to ask him next week. So today we're just going to be doing this. We've done this before. We haven't done it in a while, just to see what are the latest pools, what are the interest rates you can earn. Let's have a look. This is the auto compounding vault. So you put your money in, and let's say you earn $1 per day, right? The dollar is auto compounded. So if you have $100, the next day you have $101, and you're earning interest on $101, and after a week you're earning interest on $107. So this is pretty interesting, right? And the daily APR is all pretty good. I'm trying to look like what is the highest daily APR. Looks like 0.2% for Gene and Ray. I think that is the highest APR. Let's check out the strategy vaults for Tulip. All right, strategy vaults, so just US. So this is single-sided staking, which is pretty nice. Put in your USDC, right? You're getting yearly APY 6%, for Sol 13%, for Ray 73% yearly, right? Or 0.15% per day, 1% per week. That is impressive. USDC also about 6%. That's not bad. All right, leverage farming as well, though as usual, right? Leverage farming is something you need to be careful of. 142% for Sol USDC LP. And there's the message. We have this on the 𝕋𝕠𝕕𝕖 site as well. Solana network is experiencing degraded performance. Transactions may fail to send or confirm. All right, now let's move on to UXD protocol. We actually spoke to the founder, Kento, while he was holiday in Japan, and because Japan and Taiwan are pretty much the same time zone. So UXD is having a beach party at Nirvana Beach Bar on the 29th, right? So 3 days away. So if you're in the Bahamas right now for the Solana event, definitely something to think about. Go there. The UXD team, or at least Kento, is like really awesome, really smart. Check out the podcast if you haven't listened to it. Go check out UXD on Twitter. Go to their Discord as well. They're all really, really helpful. So they're having a party. We can go hang out, right? Drinks and food. Who wouldn't want to join that? Talk about some cool projects. Talk about what's going on in UXD. Okay. And then they have an article, right, which was published 5 days ago. FDV, A Tale of Two Minds. When first hearing about a shiny new token, one of the first things most people do is go on CoinGecko. Yes, check the price, look at the market cap, and glance towards the elephant in the room, the big number, FDV, or fully diluted value. The degen in all of us sees a high FDV in the 10 to 11 figure and immediately assumes the upside is limited. There's a limited upwards price potential and we're too late. But is there more to the narrative, right? This talks about Plato. FDV is a curious metric because of how it interacts with the rationale and spirited minds of the crypto trader. Sometimes it is quite subtle. The goal of this post is really to put the cover back on FDV, describe why it matters, why it doesn't, and how it is so incredibly misunderstood. All right, so I don't want to read all of this because then this will just become the reading podcast, but it says, taking UXP as an example, and this is our UXP governance token, which is in the SOLI index, currently trades at a price of 0.07 cents. At the time of writing, there are 10 billion tokens that can possibly be issued by the protocol, giving an FDV of 10 billion and 0.07 or 700 million. Already this logic has introduced two pieces that need to be evaluated. Tokens allowed to be issued by the protocol, tokens trading at the exact price they do today. All right, let's start with the first, the concept of tokens allowed to be issued by the protocol. All right, so this gives you an example. In the above examples, the concern isn't with the FDV per se, it's with the rate of dilution. Another example shows that the FDV is much less important than the probability that such tokens are ever issued. Consider the following two protocols. Again, more examples. A token with a low probability of being issued can be thought of as less dilutive than a token with 100% probability of being issued. The result is that the marginal token in the second case really should contribute less to the FDV than the marginal token in the first case. This example also highlights the mechanism through which new tokens are issued. Fixed inflation schedule versus DAO governance tends to change this probability. So this is really interesting, that the idea that when a protocol or project has X amount of tokens, actually sometimes not all of those tokens are going to be issued. So that does change FDV, which is like blown my mind. So that really changes the idea of the way you look at the tokenomics of them. All right, so it says, okay, so what do we have so far? The above logic implies that there are clear cases in which FDV alone is not the most important metric for understanding. I just talked about this. Why don't equity markets care? Because of the two factors above. Traditional management protocol team provides forward guidance, medium post tweets, and how many authorized shares will become outstanding each year. So I guess this is, yes, very true. Okay. The Spirited Mind, this is about Keynes, an economist, trust and flexibility. Concluding thoughts. In summary, FDV is a fickle beast. The rational arguments probably fall in favor of not being terribly important, but the spirited argument to its importance are no less valid. The Solana ecosystem in particular is grappling with issues of high FDV, low float projects as we speak, and the projects need to be communicative about their tokenomics moving forward. I agree with that. Okay, UXD burn proposal. This is the burn, and this is still the same article, right? Talks about burning. This is what UXP. So let's have a look. It says community 57%, treasury 5%, token sale 3%, team 20%, 25% released after year one. The rest is released over 3 years linearly. Investors 15%. That is UXD and UXP. Really interesting to read. I hope you enjoy that. And if you are fans of them, you should definitely keep that in mind. All right, we are already at 22 minutes. So let's talk about Solend, Project Insight. Solend, the interest rate machine on Solana. Solend protocol is attempting to become a mainstay of the Solana ecosystem by emulating strategies Aave and Compound have done on Ethereum. This talks about Solend. We have had them on previous podcasts. All right, so I'm not going to talk about them here. I would suggest you go back to previous podcasts and listen to them, or come here and read the article. As usual, all the links we are looking at today will be in the show notes. And it says lending and borrowing and CeFi. This graph explains it really well. Only rarely true DeFi is this last option of here. Can someone single-handedly censor the protocol execution? No, then it's DeFi. Centrally governed DeFi, right? And this explains what Solend offers its users. Lend, supply assets to earn interest, borrow against holdings, short, leverage, long. Lending supplier. So if you give them your USDC or Serum and you get interest on that because you are pretty much giving it to Solend and they are lending it out and making money from that. Put some assets down and borrow some money if you need money. Right, Nexo does the same thing. Lending pools, Turbo SOL launched on February 1st, 2022. It supports only two assets, SOL and USDC. Both these assets have LTVs of 90% and liquidation thresholds of 95%. Therefore, users can open a position with 10x leverage with maintenance leverage up to 20x. Wow, that is a lot. NFT pools as well. Solend, right? Oh, yes, they have I forgot what it's called, 𝕂𝕳𝕆 Dogecoin pool, which is pretty interesting. Solend had an IDO in November. This talks about Solend's history. C tokens, liquid mining and 2.0. All right, bug bounties, team background and funding. Solend concluded its seed run of 6.5 million in October 2021. All right, very cool. Concluding thoughts. At the time of writing, Solend is ranked second in terms of total value locked, $663 million, accounting for 12% of the total TVR for DeFi protocols on Solana. That's pretty good. Okay, that is Solend. I wish I had more time to actually read this, but you guys can enjoy that. The last thing I want to talk about today is Fabric. I have reached out to Fabric. They are too busy to do a podcast at the moment, though they are going to be promoting some text with us, some articles that I will post on Telegram and Discord. So they mentioned here, it says, our new Fab USDC LP yield pool is now live. The pool will emit 15 million tokens over 120 days. Emissions will begin tomorrow, yesterday pretty much. All right, it says LP ending, Fab USDC LP, Fab USDC new LP staking. These are pretty much the same. I don't know why you'd stop, but maybe they just got a new supply of tokens. Okay. So it says OX Deadbeef. This is one of the guys I was speaking to when it came to Fabric. Fabric Citadel, or the Citadel of Punks, overview proposals. That's pretty cool. Fab Punks, don't stop growing. Let's welcome the Meta Kitchen, right? Another NFT project. And Honest Poker Families to our weekly community nights every Friday. So Fabric Crypto, they have their own Twitch channel. Definitely something to check out if you want to hang out, talk about crypto. And these are some cool NFTs as well. All right, it says Synthetics program audit completed. Final report due soon. Audits are good, always helping make sure your money is relatively safe. But remember, no audit is perfect. Okay, and GM Debut says, what pools would you like to see supported by the Fab Zap next? We talk about Zap, a really cool way to do some farming. And that's pretty much it for Fabric. So, guys, that is pretty much it. Today's video, I think, won't be that long because I did stop for a few times to drink water. But yes, so this week I'm gonna be inviting the founder of a very cool Reddit newsletter, right? DeFiVaults.com, something along those lines, and he will be here on the podcast. It'll be Saturday morning my time, and we get to talk about his newsletter. And he does a really cool, very beautiful newsletter, very simplified. It shows you where are the best vaults to earn money, how to earn money on Solana. And he has a really cool background. So if you have questions about Solana, Phantom, there are a bunch of protocols he's really familiar with. We're going to talk about gauge voting, convex curve. We're going to talk about vaults, of course, and making money on crypto. Again, please let me know. He'll be here. Next week will be Synex from Tulip. And the week after that, I'm going to try to get somebody from Solend as well, because they were on the original Amun podcast way back. And that is it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's catch-up and podcast. And Tyler will be on the Reddit cryptocurrency talk this week, Friday. I'm going to confirm that tomorrow. Otherwise, that's it, guys. Next week, last week in Pico next week. Okay, take care.